What's up, my Madden Rebuild Warriors? My name is David, and this is Franchise Revival, and we're bringing you episode 2 of the Giants rebuild. If you remember what happened in episode 1 yesterday, we made the playoffs at 9-8 after just one offseason and draft. Wasn't the greatest free agency, but we put it together with the draft, getting necessary pieces that built a good foundation that we should use to catapult us forward in the rest of this rebuild. It's all about foundation, especially in the trenches, defensive line, offensive line. I'm an Eagles fan, and I believe that is one of the foundations of building a successful franchise is building in the trenches. And there you go. We gotta bring a Philly boy into New York to get it done. But let's get into episode 2 of this rebuild without further ado and see if we can build on our success in year 1. Back at the yearly awards, Patrick Mahomes took MVP over Jalen Hurts. Coach of the Year went to Dan Campbell. On the award side, Jalen Hurts for the NFC is the Offensive Player of the Year. Aiden Hutchinson, Defensive Player of the Year. Offensive Rookie of the Year. JCM, you gotta be kidding me. Wow. And we got the Defensive Rookie of the Year, Ty Williams. How about that? All right. Jalen Hurts, Best QB, Best Running Back, Jamar Gibbs. Christian Watson gets Best Wide Receiver. What? Eric McCoy, Best Offensive Lineman. Aiden Hutchinson, Best D-Line. Best Linebacker, Jared Verse. Malafanu, Best DB. That's crazy. Riley Patterson, Best Kicker. And there you go. Well, when you win an award, you get upgrades. So here's Tyleik Williams. 3 upgrade points. And an ability slot. Let's go. Superstar, baby. Come on. That's what I'm talking about. That's a defensive lineman right there. Unfakeable. Yeah, well, I don't know. Doesn't matter. All right, well, he's heading in the right direction. Hopefully, nothing dumb happens where he loses it. I will put it back on him. And there you go. Well, in a Super Bowl that I'm sure everyone would really lose their mind, the Eagles win back-to-back Super Bowl championships against the Kansas City Chiefs again and again kicking their ass. I mean, all right. I defended Patrick Mahomes, and he did in this video game exactly what I'd say he was going to do in real life going into 2025, which is win the goddamn MVP, and he did that, and he's a great player, but he can't overcome the Eagles, man. The Eagles they're giant killers. Brady, Patrick Mahomes. That's what we do, baby. That's what we do. I will celebrate an Eagles win, even though we're rebuilding the Giants. That is incredible. Could you just imagine this happening in real life? People would lose their minds. Absolutely lose their minds. Welcome back to the episode of the New York Giants rebuild. We are coming off a playoff appearance in our first season. As you saw in the last video, we're a little bit ahead of schedule. You can still see our numbers from last year. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. I'll have the pinned comment with the link to the first episode. Well, we're at resigning, and we got some decisions to make. We have $99 million to play with. And there's a couple players I'm wondering what I should do about. Wendell Robinson. He's not really a scheme fit for us here. He's pretty close to it. And I just don't like his size, especially since we're a running team. Deonte Banks, obviously, we're going to accept the option on. Keep it going with him. There's some thought that you don't accept the option so you can get to his contract right away, but we're gonna he's pretty decent for us. He was all right. Now, what do we do with Flott? This would probably give us 380 overall corners. He's also not in scheme. So I think if I want to, I can bring him back, but we gotta stick with the scheme. Another guy here, Micah McFadden, not in scheme. So unfortunately, I think we gotta let these guys roll. Scheme's very important for us. All these other guys we can bring back later. Isaiah Wynn. We can bring him back. Maybe we can find a better player there. We're looking for an 85 overall offensive lineman, if not offensive player, like a wide receiver. That was one of our goals, so I'm fine with letting these guys roll. There's no reason to bring them back. We can bring them back later if we want, but yeah, they're just not in scheme, and we're still sorting through the trash to find what's salvageable. Yeah, something like that. So let's get to the free agency period. A look at free agency. I would love to bring in Elijah Vera Tucker. He's just not in scheme. We got Trent Brown here. We'll probably bring him for 1 year. He meets the requirement of getting a player in free agency of 85 or more. When you look at who we're targeting here, we got Trent Brown, Godke, I guess is how you say his name. I plan on bringing him in to scheme fit and moving him inside. Kyle Juszczyk, Damian Pierce as our power back. We'll see what we can do with him. And Isaac Salamalu. I'm not sure if we're gonna leave him at guard. We'll probably move him to center since that is a position of need, and we'll go from here in the first round of free agency. Well, as we head to the draft, let's take a look at free agency recap. So, remember last year in free agency we were getting C's. Now we're kind of in the B category, a little bit better of a role, not the greatest, but definitely things we can work with here. So we met our goal of getting an 85 overall player on offense in the offseason in free agency. Trent Brown and Luke Godke, who is a right tackle, and I moved to right guard, taking a page out of my Eagles playbook there. So we got a nice right side of the offensive line. Fullback, Kyle Juszczyk. Dicker the kicker. Bringing in Damian Pierce. Heard good things. I mean, he's got 85 strength, decent speed and acceleration. If I can get a coach with a little bit of a speed boost to a halfback, there you go. That's going to greatly help him. But he's more of a stopgap guy. He's he is 26, so we can't build him up too much. I don't really see anybody in the draft that I want. So that portion of the rebuild has not started yet, trying to find a runner we can try to build into a 2,000-yard running back. Isaac Salamalu wanted to come here. Grover Stewart right now is going to play our nose tackle. Logan Hall, backup. Pascal, backup. David Ajabo, backup. Bellinger, brought him back as our backup tight end. And Jalen Walker, a rookie from last year, brought him in as middle linebacker depth. So much more solid role here, and a good starting foundation going into year number 2. So as we head into this draft again, we have the 20th overall pick. We amassed a bunch of picks, 2 picks in every round after the first. So we got 2 2s, 2 3s, 2 4s, a 5, and a 7. We got needs at wide receiver. I want a 2 and a 3. We possibly use another corner. We can use depth along the defensive line, and we also need to start building the offensive line. We need to get younger there, so we're just using stopgap guys there. So we're kind of in a position where we can take best player available in most cases. In the first round and first 3 rounds, there's wide receivers we really need to get. So we really need a middle linebacker, and we need wide receiver. Everything else we can just take BPA if we need to. So plan is 2 picks around, take a need, and take a if there is available a better player that we know we need, to build. They'll probably sit this year, like a nose tackle or interior offensive lineman. So let's start drafting. All right, so here we're sitting at the 20th pick in the first round, and we have a little bit of a decision to make here. If I needed him, I'd pick this man right here, Shelton Lowry, a speed rusher, 6'5", 257. I think this guy's an absolute beast. He's first in the 40-yard dash, 25 reps. I mean, he's good. Great change of direction, jumping, elite speed, good strength. The only thing that hurt him a little bit is his agility. Strength maybe could be higher, but he's a great outside linebacker. We got Thibodeau. We really don't need him, but, I mean, you can't really pass up on these guys in drafts if you get the chance to draft them. Plus, you got A.J. Young here. Don't need him either. A little bit slower. Just can't pass up on speed rushers. Another guy here, I would probably draft this guy in a heartbeat if he was 22 or 21. 3 A's and a B. I probably should draft him. He's a wide receiver. And now that I'm looking at him, I might draft him. He's a first round talent. Right? Like, that guy is super fast. We really need Jimmy Newman. Not great on the letters here in scheme. Now, here's why I might not draft Jimmy Newman. Let's see what we got. So, we got Mills, you got Turner, and you got Tracy Adams later in the draft. So, I can kind of get what I need. And Dave Turner, he's bigger and just as fast. So, I think I'm going to make an executive decision, and I'm going to take what looks like an absolute freak in Mike Harris. Wish he was younger, but you just please be like a top 5 talent. Hey, we took him out this spot. We got true value. All right, a little bit of a miss there with not getting the dev, but I think he's already should be very close to being better than Theo Johnson. So I'll take 89 speed and 91 acceleration with 72 strength all day. All right, so we're at pick 45, round 2, number 13 in the draft, and there is our man Dave Turner sitting there, round 1 talent in the second round. We're not even going to blink. We're just going to take him here. He should be a really good player. We focused on the number 17 true value. We focused on defense last draft. This draft, we're focusing on giving Cam Ward weapons. Dave Turner, wish he had development trait, but he is 90 speed, 92 acceleration, 90 change of direction, 88 agility, 62 strength. I'm kind of looking for a guy like that. He's 22, so he should turn into be a nice player next to Malik Neighbors. Well, I don't want to get caught waiting to see if one of these linebackers fall to me. John Ziegler, he's not in scheme as a run stopper, but he's got a couple B's and A. Zone covers, I'm not sure what it is, but he is pretty fast. He's pretty much great, good, and solid at everything. I think this guy's a really good player. Number 30 in true value. We get him at 15. Another guy without a development. But he's got 87 speed, 88 acceleration, 75 strength. This will be a great middle linebacker we can build up on our defense. All right, we're at pick 13 in the third round, and we have Tracy Adams here, a first round to second round talent. Getting him at a value here. He is 6'5", physical, 8 catching traffic. See the rest of the way. Number 49 in true value. We got him at pick 77. 6'5", hidden development, 92 speed, 89 acceleration, 70 strength. Damn. Let's go. 96 jump. This guy is going to be absolutely insane. All right, we absolutely need to start getting offensive linemen, and we got Robert Pierman here. He's a pass protector. Little light on the run block. We can build that up over a year. We'll build him up in power scheme and hopefully get his run block up. But he's got a couple A's, a C in the impact blocking. And I don't think he's going to be the greatest pick, but I think he's going to be someone we can build up. He's 21, and that's what has me in on him. So let's take Robert Pierman here. Number 46 in true value. We got him at 84, and he's got 64 speed, 77 acceleration, and 86 strength, a hidden development guy. This is someone we can definitely build up over the next year or two to be a starting interior lineman for us. Let's go. Here in the 4th round, and we have the number 3 pick, but we want to move up to number 1. I don't want to risk losing this offensive lineman, so we're giving up our 5th this year and our 3rd in the 4th to move up to number 1 in the 4th to draft this offensive lineman. We missed out on a nose tackle that I wanted. That's fine, but we need to make a pick here. Didn't want to risk him dropping out here, but we need another offensive lineman to build up here. This is an agile player, 6'5", 328, 21 years old. Looking half decent here. Should be a good player. Let's find out. All right, so we kind of got duped here on Kevin Marshall. Bit of a miss, big miss. Number 272 in true value. We got him at 97. I mean, he's got good size, speed, acceleration, and strength. No development. Hopefully we can build him up into something over the next year or two. Possibly a nose tackle we can build up here. Felix Smith, 345, 6'3" out of Texas Tech. Block shedding is a B. Finesse moves a C. He's a run stopper. He's got A tackle, 43 strength. I mean, he's poor acceleration and speed and stuff like that, but that's not what he's there for. He's a space eater. So let's see how good Felix Smith is. And he's 21, so I think we can build him up over the long haul. Yo, did we just get the steal of the draft? 12th in true value, drafted him at 116. 98 strength, 67 speed, 73 acceleration. No development, but yo, he's going to be like 75 or better. I hope he should be. This guy's a starter for sure, if not next year. Wow, what a find. Felix Smith. Draft recap. My apologies. I actually skipped the screen for the draft recap where, you know, it's nice and all in one spot here. But Dave Turner, 6'3", 75 overall. And then you have Tracy Adams. He is a hidden development. He is only a star, though. Not sure which one of these guys I want to start, but we got to move on from Darius Slayton at some point. And Jalen Hyatt, tight end. Mike Harris, he should be starting over Theo Johnson. 75, only at 76. We're getting 2 years back here on Mike Harris, and I mean, they're only 1 overall off. Faster, quicker, better agility, a little less on the strength, but looking pretty good there. And then Robert Pierman. He was originally a right guard. We moved him to left guard. He's going to start, I think, over Isaac Salamalu because he is a superstar development lineman. Let's go. And he's stronger. Got more acceleration. Not as fast, but pretty good across the board there. Kevin Marshall, 21 at 64 overall. That's something we can build up over time. He might be able to hit 70 by the end of the season and potentially be a starter or backup guy going forward. And then Jose Espinosa. I'm probably going to move him to left tackle because we need a backup left tackle. Another guy who kind of should develop over time. He might get some more strength on him. Could probably play interior as well. Being that he's only 6'5", he's like right on that tweener spot of where you want a left tackle to be 6'6", 6'7". So keep building Evan Neal. Got some people there on the offensive line. We'll be moving Hall and Pascal over. So this is kind of like looking at the team overall wise too. And then we have Felix Smith, who should probably start. You know, we brought in Grover Stewart, we brought in Bobby Brown 2 years ago, but Felix Smith isn't far off these guys, and he's just an absolute space eater. So that would give us a man who is 6'3", 345 pounds in the middle of our defense with a 342-pound defensive lineman and a 327-pound defensive lineman. So R3-4, good luck running on it. Plus, you got Thibodeau on the outside of them. John Ziegler is our new starting middle linebacker. The only problem with him is he's got pretty bad injury rating. A little bit of an oversight there. And then we got Brian Burns, of course, Drew Phillips, Deontay Banks, and the rookie from last year, undrafted free agent, Kobe Bryant. He's up to a 75. He was a star. I think he lost it. Yeah, he did, but that's still not bad for a slot guy. Elijah Molden and Tyler Newman, who gets put into the sub linebacker package. So that means Kevin Winston has to move up to the safety spot. So pretty good there. We're good across the board. And we're ready to get through training camp, and we'll see you at the beginning of the season. All right, welcome to the 2026 season. We are an 83 overall team, 83 on offense, 84 on defense. We've had a great preseason, went 3-0, absolutely dominated the preseason. Unfortunately, we do have some injuries to start the season. We're missing Sal Mao, who is our starting center, and Damian Pierce, our free agency acquisition. So JCM is back in the starting lineup. Let's go through our depth chart. This way, I want to show you something. So Cam Ward is an 81 overall. And you got JCM. Neighbors, he's in the slot in the sub package. Dave Turner, Tracy Adams are rookies. Our wide receiver room is pretty much set. Mike Harris is starting. Andrew Thomas, as you know him already. Robert Pearman, building him up to be a power running type lineman. He is more of a pass blocker, but building him in scheme. John Michael Schmitz at start at center right now. Godkey and Trent Brown, the free agent acquisitions. Ty Williams almost up to an 80, starting at left end with Dexter Lawrence, and then the rookie Felix Smith now up to a 77 with the morale boost. Thibodeau, the rookie John Ziegler, backed up by Mondon Jr. and Jalen Walker. Brian Burns, got Drew Phillips with Deontay Banks and Kobe Bryant as our slot corner and third corner. Elijah Molden, and I want to talk about this man right here, Eric Gentry, 6'6", 215. He was a right outside linebacker, but had a pass coverage scheme. So we brought him in and moved him to safety, and he actually went up in overall. So we have a 6'6" safety. I mean, he's 6'6" outside linebacker, but he's 215. He's too light to play linebacker in a pass rush type mold there. He's more of a, I don't know what he is, but he's going to be a 6'6" safety, which is incredible. And to build him up, you got Newman, who's our sub linebacker, and Kevin Winston, who will be our safety when Newman moves into the sub. And then the one thing we really need to find at some point, depending how our season goes, is a third down back. We do not have that. And once Pierce comes back, he's our power back. Neighbors in the slot, a little bit of the cheat code, and that's pretty much it. So let's advance together as we always do for the first game of the season. We got a tough matchup, but we're at home going against the Commanders, and then we have the Eagles. Oh, we get the win! So right now we're on a 4-game win streak, training run inside on offense. Let's look at the schedule. That's a note there. Maybe inside run is where to go. Cam Ward likes to start off the season throwing interceptions. That's not the greatest thing in the world. But how about that? 4 yards a carry for JCM. Cam Ward with another 36 on the ground. Singletary gets the touchdown. Malik Neighbors, big game, 5 for 122 and a touchdown. The rookie Mike Harris gets in the box with a touchdown. Turner and Adams, not the greatest of showings. Look at this. Mondon with 2 sacks. Thibodeau with a sack. Lawrence and Ty Williams both with half a sack. 1 interception for Kevin Winston Jr. Looking pretty good here. Good start. Like I said, we came out of the preseason on an absolute roll. Plus, we got the morale boost from hitting our goal of getting an 85 overall offensive player in the offseason. And that brought them up a really big percentage. So we have a tough home road matchup again against another division foe. I'm going to say Poe. But we're off to a really good start. So we'll see you halfway and see where we're at. To the midway point of the 2026 season, we are 5-2, up to an 84 overall team, 84 on offense, 85 on defense. The number 1 team against the pass, number 2 against the rush, 6 points allowed. Our offense is still butt cheeks, but it's okay. If we're right there for our division, and we've had a really weird schedule so far. I think it was all division opponents almost the entire way. Commanders, Eagles, Cowboys. Then you can mix in the Seahawks, Cowboys, and Commanders. So what? 1, 2, 5 of the first 6 games were all division opponents, and they were 5-2. So that's kind of a good start. We took care of the division opponents for the most part. Let's look at the stats. Cam Ward, not a great start to his second year. 10-10 as far as touchdowns to interceptions go. I mean, and we're a little bit down on the yards compared to last year. Damian Pierce, he'd be about 474 yards on the season, 4.1 yards a carry. Not bad. You did have JCM sitting there for a game for him. Cam Ward with 131 yards on the ground and 2 rushing touchdowns. Malik Neighbors, he's a big crybaby. He wants the ball even more, but we got Cam Ward throwing in the ball, brother. Like, we're doing what we can. You had a couple big games, but a couple not so good games. Our middle linebacker 2 is leading our team in sacks, which is insane. Dexter Lawrence now has 5. Ty Williams has 4. Thibodeau has 2.5, and Brian Burns has 2. He didn't have any, and I'm hoping the changes I made to his X Factor will help. Everyone's got at least a pick pretty much in the secondary, so that's good to see. That's about it as far as the stats go. We are looking to make a trade. We'll get to that in a second before we advance. As far as contracts go, $111 million to go. Thibodeau, I mean, I'll take this all day, and I'll give you this at 7 years. You're gonna hopefully grow into a good player, dude. I'm taking a chance on you, and he's happy to sign. So we should make out real nice with that deal. How about Evan Neal? Making it tough here. I'll give him a 2-year deal, and then we'll reevaluate, see if he comes up. All right, so that's about it as far as contracts that I want to give out. I might move on from Jalen Hyatt this trade deadline. If I can move on from him and pick up some later round picks that we can use to help move up in earlier rounds. Other than that, maybe bring back Jalen Walker and anybody else I see right now. No one really else that I think needs to be signed. Thank God this is getting off our books. Yeah, that's pretty much it for contracts right now. And then we have to decide going into the next offseason whether or not we want to pick up the option on Malik Neighbors or get to signing him right away. So there you go. That's the contracts. I'll be back in a second, if not at all. See if we can find a deal because there's some bottom feeders out there, and we're a playoff team, man. Let's capitalize on this run. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we had looked through every trade we could find, and we could not really find a trade. I really wanted to upgrade our receiving back, but when you look at the rest of the league, not too many teams have good options in the receiving back role, and the teams that do seem to have 3 of them. We could make deals with them, but I don't really see Philly making a deal with us. Chicago could make a deal with us. Other than that, I really wanted Laviska Shenault, but the price for him was too expensive because I love to move him to running back, and he's just a great option at third down back. So we're fine with JCM compared to the rest of the league and most of the teams. You have a receiving back that's highly rated. It's a luxury, and if you have a back that can do it all, like a Barkley, you're just in another class all by yourself. And we hope to be there one day with a back. But I'm happy with the team that we have. We're going forward with who we got. So let's advance and see how we're going to do the second half of the season. If we can lock up this division and we start off with a freaking loss. Awesome. Let's take a look at the game. I think if anything, Cam Ward is still the problem. But we'll have to find that out. 300 yards and a touchdown, so he actually wasn't that bad. Just didn't get it done. And Malik Neighbors has been whining like a mofo, so we'll see what happens there. Still getting the sacks. I want to see the sacks go up. I'm worried about everything. All right, so we'll see at the end of the season, and hopefully we are still doing good, and we don't have a collapse and just barely get by and in the playoffs like we did last year. We got some tough teams coming up here, so we'll see how we do. As well, we've made the playoffs 14-3. First in points allowed, first in pass yards against, and second in rush yards against. We're 4th in points scored, 5th in rushing, passing. You can't have everything, like I said before, but that's a lot of green right there. Our team is cooking. We didn't get the first round bye because, unfortunately, the Green Bay Packers went 15-2, but we did win our division for the first time over the Eagles. And as you can see, we had a pretty tough division. Dallas was 9-8. Washington was 8-9. So pretty tough. Let's look at the stats. We'll do team stats first. Falcons had the most touchdowns passing, and we were top 10 in rushing touchdowns, I should say. So, wish we were a little bit better. Were we on the first down department? 287, not bad. You'd like to see it over 300, but you can't. Can't have everything. You can't have everything. There you go. Rush yards against. Only the Steelers were better. Pass yards against. No one better. Beat the Vikings and the Lions. 56 sacks. 21 interceptions. That's what I'm talking about. We were at 44, 43, 42 last year. Somewhere in that range. 56 sacks. Let's go take a look at the stats. Cam Ward, almost 40. Why do I always say that? Almost 4,000 yards. 36 touchdowns, but still too much on the interception department. Hopefully he's gotten better. Going into next year, Dameon Pierce, 1,100 yards and 12 rushing touchdowns. 274 attempts is pretty good. And then you add in JCM's rushing out of the third down back roll. Dameon Pierce could have had a really, really good season. 300 yards and 5 rushing touchdowns for Cam Ward on the ground. Malik Neighbors, 73 receptions, 1,200 yards, 21 touchdowns. Dave Turner, 90 receptions, 1,000 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Tracy Adams, not bad. Mike Harris, he would have hit his goal. He went over the receptions mark, but he needed to go over 600 yards receiving. Unfortunately, he did not hit that. Could have been 7 receiving touchdowns for Dameon Pierce had he been a third at all, all you can do back. But he's not. Only 12 sacks for Dexter Lawrence, 10 for Thibodeau, 9 for Burns, Ty Williams, 8. Our linebacker, Mondon Jr., I guess that's how you say his name, 7 sacks and 3 interceptions as our middle linebacker, 2. That's crazy. And he almost was tied for lead for interceptions on our team. That's crazy. That's pretty cool. So we got a lot of sacks as a team, just not one player doing it. So I don't think we're going to win any awards on that one. But we got a home playoff game against the Lions. What a tough opponent. Could the home field dynamic be what we need to get over the top? So looking for our first playoff win in this rebuild. This is year 2. And I'm already appreciating the success that we are going through. So let's do this together. All right. And our defense let us down. Come on. I mean, yeah, obviously tough matchup. It's the Lions. They have one of the highest rated offenses. Cam Ward, 182. Pierce. How does Jalen Hyatt get a rushing touchdown? That's weird. I mean, Dameon Pierce, 6.2 yards a carry. Yeah, man, I don't know. Couple sacks. Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence. I expected more, honestly. It's not like we didn't have a tough matchup in the next round. Probably. But we're right there. It's what else? Oh yeah, I wanted to go over the schedule down the stretch. We left you with that loss. Didn't lose a game until the playoffs. And we really got our offense rolling. Never less than 27 points a game starting in week 11. So we had some really good stretches there, defense and offense. We were not a good team in the first half, especially offensively. And we really picked it up. So just wasn't our year yet. Great team, just not getting it done in the playoffs. But I think with the improvement of Cam Ward, we had a lot of players have a lot of upgrades before the playoffs start. So I expect us to take a big step forward again and definitely do more damage in the playoffs next year.